Hi, I'm meteorologist Tony Petrarca in the Pinpoint 12 Forecast Center. You've clicked on the Hurricane Lee update. Looking out of the open Atlantic, you're right. You see actually two hurricanes. One is Margot, which is way out in the eastern Atlantic. But the concern here is Lee. This is Bahamas, Florida, Carolina coastline, southern New England up in here. Latest from first of all, more high-resolution satellite photo taken from this afternoon. I mean, a well-developed storm. It's not the Category 5 it was last week, but by all means, it is a significant storm with wind at last check as 115 miles per hour. This is the latest advisory as of 5 o'clock. A new one comes out at 11 o'clock. And here's a wider view. Still a Cat 3 storm, and you can see the East Coast right up in here. Here's the latest. Winds of 115 moving west at 7. Latest forecast track has it turning north. And then here's the position by Saturday afternoon. Well, it still is anticipated. This is a long-range forecast, so it's certainly not etched in stone, but it has the center of the storm passing offshore, but not by much. This red line represents where the hurricane center feels as though the center of the storm will pass. But it's not that far off the New England coastline. So this little tan area right in here, this is what we call the cone of uncertainty. So in other words, the storm could track as far west as southeastern Mass or as far east as well offshore. So you can see there's still some margin of error here, some uncertainty as to where exactly the storm ends up. But even in this position, it would certainly throw back perhaps some rain and wind, though not hurricane caliber, to southeastern Mass. But the problem is any kind of a shift further to the left or further towards the coastline will tend to ramp things up, obviously. This is an interesting product. We call it the spaghetti plot. And quite simply, each line here represents a computer model forecast. And notice how this is around Saturday. Notice how they're all concentrated right in here, just offshore, just east of Cape Cod, so right in this general area. But notice you have some computer guidance that has a few of these tracks a little closer to southeastern Mass. So all the more reason why we're going to need to watch this closely, as any potential impacts in terms of rain and wind wouldn't be until late Friday into Saturday. Meanwhile, we'll take a look at the probability of at least tropical storm force winds, meaning winds up to 40 miles per hour. And you can see that the probability is highest out towards the Cape, running 30, almost 40%. And then those probabilities, you can see them right up in here, decrease the further west you go. So further east you go, obviously closer to the ocean, out towards southeastern Mass and the Cape, potential is higher for not only rain and wind, but perhaps tropical storm force winds, meaning at least 40 miles per hour or greater. Seas, waves, no surprise. As these storms pass offshore, significant wave and surf and rip currents. So this is going to be a factor by mid to late week. And unlike Franklin, when we had that several weeks ago, these waves are going to be pretty significant, pretty large, offshore and coming onshore as well. And we're leaning towards later Thursday, but especially Friday and into Saturday, dangerous rip currents as well. So this is something that we'll keep an eye on. So bottom line, there's still a lot of uncertainty. It's only Monday. We're talking about potential impacts on Saturday. Right now, our computer guidance has the storm staying just offshore, but not by much. We don't have a lot of wiggle room here, and why you want to check back with us to see if the impacts from rain and wind increase a little bit more. And again, that would be in the Friday night, Saturday time frame. So stay tuned.